how to get rich and free in 2019. Today, we have Dan, the man Lok here, talking about exactly, step by step, move by move, on how to make that happen. Dan, why don't you take it from here and share with us what you think your thoughts are when it comes to making that happen?
I think when it comes to money earned, it's a byproduct of value creation. As you know, you have so many students where they might come to you and say, hey, Peng, teach me how to make money. What I need to do. It's not so much just what you need to do, it's asking what kind of value you can deliver to the marketplace in exchange of money, right? Money is actually very simple. If you have a product, you have a service, you have a skill set that you can offer to the marketplace in exchange of money, then money comes to you. It's funny how, like, even myself, when I was just getting started and I was very desperate, right? I'm sure you've been there too, right? We're trying to make money, I need to make money. Well, money doesn't come to people who are needy, right? Money doesn't come to the people who just need it. Money goes to the people who deserves it and who delivers value to the marketplace.
Right, yeah, and it's like, kind of like dating in high school.
It is.
The more desperate you are, for some weird reason,
yes,
the girl or the guy of your dreams will tend to shy away.
Yes.
So now that we understand that value is a direct proportion of how much you get paid,
that's right.
How can we create more value? What
So
can we do?
one of the things that I teach many people, they come to me and say, what business should I start, right? What should I get into? And I always say, before you start a business, because the worst time to start a business is when you are desperate.
Yeah.
And the worst time to start a business is when you've got no money. We've all been there, right? Like when you have no money, you got to pay the bills, it's the worst time because it takes time to build up a business.
Yeah.
Versus what I suggest almost to all my students, the first thing is to develop what I call high income skill.
Yep.
And I define a high income skill as a skill that can make you $10,000 or more per month. Basically six-figure income, more than $120,000 a year. So you think about high income skill, and I believe the number one high income skill that anyone can develop is helping entrepreneurs, companies to generate more revenue and bring in more customers. Because it doesn't matter what happens to the economy, right?
Right.
Companies, entrepreneurs, they will always pay someone that could generate revenue or bring in customers. Doesn't matter what happens, technology, whatever it is, they need more revenue. When times are good, they want more revenue. When times are bad, they want even more revenue, right? They need revenue. So, and something that you teach, which is closing on the platform, which you're like, world-class at, right? You're teaching people how do you share what you know, your story, your message, and turn that into money, right? You're doing it in a one-to-many scale, and which is very powerful. And you and I would talk about this in private, where a lot of students come to you and say, hey, Peng, maybe I'm not ready to do that yet. That maybe, how could I get started in a smaller way where I'm doing like one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can share a little bit about that as well, right?
Yeah, so put it this way, if you think about the value, take a look at a heart surgeon, right? A heart surgeon gets paid a lot because they're dealing with life and death.
Right.
But when it comes to businesses, what is life and death? All businesses needs more sales, needs more leads, more customers. And if you can help them make that happen, more leads, more sales, more customers, they would be willing to pay you good money because that is life and death for
That's
them.
right.
So in the masses, you could be closing on platforms, but what if that is really scary? Then the first step would be helping companies close one-on-one.
Close one-on-one.
Because that would be in direct proportion to their revenue and their sales.
Correct.
So let's talk about that. So for me personally,
Yes.
I don't know if you know my story, but I am an introvert trying to play an extrovert's game.
Yes.
Okay. So personally, talking to people that I don't know is extremely scary for me.
Yes.
For some weird reason, I can speak on platforms with 5,000 people, but if you ask me to go up to a stranger and try to close this person, I have like huge fears. So assume that I've never done this before. What do I need to do to get started?
So first of all, with closing, and sometimes when people think of closing, sales, it's like when you think of the word sales, I'm sure a lot of people think, oh, sales is it's
a used car
salesman, a snake oil, slimy, and you're like pushing people and you're taking advantage of people. Like when you think of a salesman, no one think about I want to be a salesperson. It's not like that.
Especially in the Asian culture.
Oh man,
Asian culture means you have to be a lawyer, a doctor, or accountant.
That's right.
Salesperson.
It's like thief, salesperson. It's like just one level above.
Doctor is here, and salesperson
is right here. But the thing is, that's why I think there's a difference between sales and closing,
Yeah.
right? And there's a difference between a salesperson and a closer. So you think about, let's say, Steve Jobs. Guess what? Steve Jobs is a closer. When, remember back then the first iPhone announcement, right? You and I both know that's not an announcement. He's closing from the platform, right? He's announcing the features. He's using different techniques, persuasion to create excitement about the product, right? That's a closer. Warren Buffett at his shareholder meeting, guess what? Yes, he's sharing his insights, but he's also closing why I should hold on to the stocks or should buy more of the stocks. You look at anyone, in any industry, any high level, all closers. Is it closing one-on-one? Is it closing one-to-many? It's the same, right?
In any areas of life. You go dating, you want to close.
You want to close?
Right? It's persuasion.
It's persuasion.
Right? Whether you want to get somebody to go on that movie, on a date.
That's right.
That's a close.
That's right.
Everything in life pretty much is a close.
That's right.
Getting your kids to make their bed, that's a close.
That's a close. Get them to do the homework, not play video game. That's a close. It's the same thing. So if you're single, you need closing. you need to be a good closer. So circle back to your question. For someone getting started to learn this, and I take my students through a 7-week journey, taking them from not knowing anything about closing and sales or communication to after 7 weeks where now they are proficient, that they could be a professional. And then working with companies or influencers like yourself, you met some of my students, helping you and adding value to what you do and closing, right? So in this way, they could turn this new skill set into money a lot faster.
Yeah.
Because you're not selling you, you're selling the influencer. You're selling their products, their offers. You're piggybacking their credibility, their reputation, right?
Yeah.
Which is a totally different thing versus anything that we do. If we are the product, we have to build a funnel. We have to drive the traffic. We got to make video, right? We got to do the email sequence. We got to do the event. We got to convert. We got to deliver the event. Now we're talking about just going in there, helping them with that last 10% that matters, right?
Understand that people like me, we have done all of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
I just did an event in LA last week.
Yeah, it's a good
What
example.
happened, right?
Yeah.
So I did the entire event. I was speaking there for the weekend.
You filled the seats.
I filled the seats.
Do the
I did all the
marketing.
marketing. I paid for Facebook ads. I took care of the cost.
You paid for the hotel.
I paid for the hotel. People fly in. I had to do the fulfillment. And guess what? I still want to work with closers to help fulfill the event, to help ascend the people to the next level, the people that's serious.
That's right.
So every company, not just myself, need more sales. And if you can acquire this skill of closing, which is really completing the final 10%,
Yep.
the final marathon, the final sprint, that is when you gain a high income skill.
That's exactly. And there, you can get to that $10,000 a month much faster than trying to do something from scratch. Now, although after you're making $10,000 a month, sure, platform closing, your own product, do all of that. We're saying this is a great first step. When you get to that point, when you're generating income, it's so much easier. And in business, guess what? All you do every day, you're closing, right? You want to raise capital, you're closing. You want to build a team, leadership, it's closing your team, selling them on your vision. Talking to vendors, you want better terms? That's closing. Everything that you have customers, that is closing. The number one skill in business, 100%. Robert Kiyosaki talks about this. The number one skill that you need is the ability to sell. I think it's the ability to close. Because a lot of people sell, very few people know how to close.
Yeah. And ultimately, sales or closing equals income. I personally believe that if you can, every single entrepreneur in the journey of entrepreneurship,
Yes.
is from $0 to $1 million. If a person can just master that one ability,
Yes.
that alone can bring any business from $0 to $1 million.
100%.
After that, of course, you want to have systems in place, teams in place,
Culture,
how to motivate
systems.
them, all of that. But this is
one
the
way.
number one skill.
100%. Yes.
So what does a person need to do if they are serious, if they're committed, and what should they do? Should they join a masterclass? I personally feel that there's a masterclass coming up that
Yes.
we're doing.
Yes.
All you need to do is go to the link, fumoney.pengjoon.com.
And
what
when
are we
you
going
go
to learn? What's going to happen?
So within 2 hours, I'm going to share my entire, what I call high ticket closing model. Like exactly how does it work? What do you need to do? Why is this such a powerful opportunity? And you can see if this is something that you want to do, if it's a skill that you want to develop. And when you go there, when you register for the web class, I'm also going to give you my copy of my book, F You Money, and also the audio version of it. That's just my gift.
Looking forward to seeing you guys there.